Thanks for joining us on Focus on Africa from BBC World News. Somali security forces have confirmed that all the al-Shabab attackers who seized a building in the capital Mogadishu have been killed and the operation is over. It comes a day after 2 bomb attacks in the city left at least 20 people dead. Now, the information minister has said the siege had been prolonged because civilians were being used as human shields. The explosion decimated the facade of the major hotel and left several cars alight. There was a sporadic gunfire throughout the night on Thursday and into the day on Friday before the situation came under control a few hours ago. Now, joining me now is Abdisalan Guled, who is a security analyst. Thanks for taking time to talk to us. I think the big question on a lot of people's minds is, how can an attack like this happen in an area that is so highly secured?
I think that's the question goes mind of many people, and at the time and the location and the scale of the attack was really unanticipated. Somalia on a Thursday evening, which is a Friday evening for Somalia, it means a lot to the people, and that main road is a lifeline. It's only the road you can sit down in the afternoon or the evening or you can have a coffee. Government is supposed to be protecting every incoming road and should be the roadblocks. 2 vehicles managed to come one after another and swing around and parked and get off at 5 armored guys, and they just go into one of the buildings. That was something unexpected.
Unexpected, but how much has Somalia then invested in intelligence, really? Because this cannot happen next to the presidential palace, can it? Should it even?
If you know, it's less than a kilometer to the State House, actually, where things happened. And it's gone about 20 hours. Somalia need to change. And a current government, I think they need to come up with something. This happened day after Burundian troops left the very strong base in Mogadishu. That even left the vulnerable to Mogadishu, where they've been protected by the Burundians. Now the Somali government, people were expecting to invest, to come to the attention and say that political stability cannot be in a place unless we have a security stability. And that is what is missing.
Which brings me to the question of investment, because a lot has been invested in Somalia from the international community, from neighboring countries, and all geared towards security, police training. What's going on?
What's going on? I think the current government and the leaders are not investing in the security, and the security personnel are under-equipped, underfunded, underpaid, and everything you can imagine. I was just looking at the pictures were taken 18 hours after the incident happened. I have seen a police, very young man with only a Kalashnikov in his shoulder and have any magazines at all, has no body armor, has no helmet at all. And I would ask you, less than 1 kilometer away from the State House, if after 18 hours battling with that first fight, how government prepared themselves to protect the society? And that's the question goes many people on the head.
A little earlier I asked you, who really is in charge in Somalia?
We say the government is in charge because that's only the language we can use. But I think there's a lot of things going on. This is the first thing. We have seen another kind of al-Shabab. Al-Shabab never come and contact people and let them go free. They were sieged in family house. They were there in a family house the whole night, and they let them go for some reason, and never happened before. So I don't know why al-Shabab doing this, because before they used to kill whoever comes that way. They killed a 2-year-old, one of the incidents before. This happened. Government managed to prolong it 20 hours. Is it basically lack of the communication, lack of a quality, lack of operational techniques? But what I can tell you now is the government did not learn lessons from the past incidents.
I wonder though then what all these attacks have, what impact they've had on the psyche and the psychology of the people, especially in Mogadishu.
People of Mogadishu are very resilient people, if I may say. They get used to, you may see that something happened very in outer scale, and then you see that people get along with their life. I think that's because 25 years they've been living this kind of life. But they cannot continue. Everything has a limit. And I think the government has been urged by the oppositions, by the international donors, by the AUs, the peacekeepers. They ask the government to come up with strategy, and the current strategy is not working. At least it's not protecting the civilians, government institutions, and the public interest. So something needs to be done at least in a current stage.
All right, Abdis Salan Guled, thank you very much indeed for your thoughts. Thank you.